Good morning, guys. It's Nick at Optima PS. I hope you're all well. Once again, thanks for coming back to my channel. It's great for you all to be here. I really do appreciate the support. As ever, if you like what I have to say, please do punch that like button and subscribe to my channel to hear what I've got to say in the future. Today's just a very, very quick one, to be honest with you. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I was just scrolling through X and I've seen a post from the great Chad Steingraber. I think that's how you pronounce it, Steingraber. If you don't follow this guy, give him a follow. He comes out with some really good ideas, and I like what he has to say constantly. So a great guy to follow. And this is a little bit of a tribute to this post because it's very close to how I think the XRP, Ripple, the ledger, and everything else is going to come together and work in the future. He's presented it in a more articulate way than I could ever imagine, and I really liked reading through it. So I just thought I'd share this because it saves me from writing my own one, to be perfectly honest. It is very, very close to what I think. Now, of course, with these things, no one is telling you this is absolutely how it's going to play out, what it is. This is just speculation, educated speculation, if you like. He knows what he's talking about, but no one will confirm or deny this to him. No one will tell him this is what's going to happen. This is just how he sees things playing out. And I won't tell you how close to the truth I think he is. It's obviously quite close, or I wouldn't be on here reading you through it. But I just wanted to read through it. I thought people's attention should be drawn to this, and there's a lot of you guys that listen to me that perhaps don't know Chad. So I wanted to share this. So I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this, but it's something out there in the public domain that I think you'll all appreciate, and go out and give him a follow, because you'll like what he's got to say in the future as well if you like this. So this is what he basically starts with. He calls it the Chad Steingraber theory, the road to a 20k XRP, and he says a thread from the future. So what he's really talking about is this: what he believes it's going to be worth. He's not saying it's going to happen next week. Don't rush out and buy it because of that. But it's a really good theory, so I wanted to share it with you. So what he says is, I'm going to tell you a story, and I'll spin it so that all you need is an interest to learn what's in store for us all. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's take a ride, shall we? So number one, let's start with some financial housekeeping with three basic principles that determine the value of an asset. First, supply and demand. With a small demand, you'll be left with a supply of assets that have very little value. The opposite, you'll have skyrocketing prices. That's called inflation, right? He goes on to say, second, market appreciation. I build 3 houses, A, B, and C, and sell them all at $250,000. Market value for the hood is $750,000. That's because it's 3 houses, 250,000, right? Years later, C, so house C, sells for 500,000. And now all 3 are worth 500,000. Market value is 1.5 million, which means the hood has doubled in value. But think about that. Only one house has sold for 500,000, but the hood has doubled in value. Only 250,000 of new money has entered the hood, bringing the original money injection at $1 million. So the other $500,000 in the hood market cap is phantom money. This is due to the willingness to pay a price for an asset of perceived value. So he goes on to say number 4, third, limited assets. The Mona Lisa is valuable because it's the only one. We can make copies, or what we call derivatives in the financial world, but we can't make more original Mona Lisas. And also, because of its importance to society, we place on it a high price. That value is in our minds, and it is in our minds because until someone buys the Mona Lisa, it's purely in our minds, isn't it? So number 5, he goes on to say, now to those new to XRP, let's establish some facts. So a limited supply of brackets less than 100 billion. On each ledger transaction, destroys or burns a small portion of XRP to validate its transaction, so the currency XRP is deflationary. And it can issue any other asset on the ledger, which he calls here IOUs. So, for example, if we tokenize gold or something like that. So, moving through, he says XRP is dirt cheap today because almost all trading is a small public pool of existing money that's essentially wash trading back and forth through retail. The public supply is important because that determines the price, and he says circulating supply is king. So what he's saying there is, at the moment, the only thing driving the price is me buying XRP from you, or me buying it from an exchange of which you just sold it to. So essentially me buying it from you via the exchange, and that's what's making the supply or the price go up and down. I'm only going to pay you the market price today, and if I buy $100 worth from you, it's not going to change that price by very much at all. He goes on to say, XRP market cap is $18 billion. But wait, that doesn't mean there is actually 18 billion of money that's been put into XRP. See, number 3, there's far less, as the market cap is just a reflection of the current value anyone is willing to pay. Phantom money, remember? So that goes back to a post I made a few weeks back where I was talking about, I think I called my post something along the lines of market cap is the world's worst yardstick. And that's basically what I'm saying. The market cap is the total supply of whatever the asset would be, times by the last price it bought for. So if I buy it for 57 cents today, which is the going price today, then that remains the market cap. But if I bought it for $1 billion, because I'm an idiot, well, very, very briefly, until somebody else buys back again for 57 cents, the market cap would be phenomenally higher, because it would be $1 billion times by the circulating supply, or times by the maximum supply, as it would be. So that's how he says phantom money. So he goes on to say, number 8, we've been told the story that banks will send dollars to public exchanges, convert to XRP, and then convert back out as something else, euros, etc. This is Ripple's software on-demand liquidity. This won't necessarily drive up the price. Number 9, ODL is really for the little guys, people like us, leveling the playing field for small banks and money transmitters to eventually eliminate dependency of correspondent banking to major banks, allowing competition to flourish. ODL is for the minor leagues. So the smaller banks out there that now at the moment have to rely on Bank of America or Merrill Lynch or JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs and things like this, smaller regional banks, this is leveling the playing field for guys like that. 10. Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, etc. will not use ODL as we know it. If you think Chase is going to rely on Kraken or Binance to source public exchanges for trillions of dollars in global transfers, I have a nice igloo in Florida to sell you. That's something he says, thanks DAI. That's something DAI says quite a lot. And he goes on to say, this is where it gets interesting because the road to $20,000 XRP involves privacy. They've been very clear and honest with us. XRP was never meant for public retail trading. We were the pitchers in warm-up practice before the game begins. Ready for the big leagues? He goes on, banks require privacy. That's not going to change anytime soon. Let me be clear, no bank on earth will expose their internal ledger transactions to the public. The privacy is for you, for the bank to conduct business and create loans without prying eyes. They don't want us to see what goes on. They don't want us lifting the hood and taking a look at the engine and seeing how this all works. I'm in the industry. I've worked for banks. I work in the sector, and they don't let me see everything. That's just not what they do. It's not what they're ever going to do. 13. Welcome to the Hotel California. You may check in anytime you like, but you can never leave. It's public that Bank of America has a patent with XRP wallets integrated into their backend systems. So, if they don't use ODL, what's up with the digital wallets? Private XRP ledgers. XRP will become a reserve currency asset. Remember from Ripple, banks holding XRP, that's the holy grail. Remember, XRP can issue any other type of asset. CBDCs can be issued. That means Bank of America will create Bank of America coin on the XRPL. If you take a step back and think about that, right, they don't need to create a coin of their own, a ledger of their own. They can create Bank of America coin on the XRPL, backing it with XRP as the reserve currency. That's what we've been after. Banks holding XRP, that's the holy grail. 15. Bank of America will create a private ledger and hold XRP as a reserve asset, like how a central bank will hold gold as a backing asset. Bank of America creates BOA coin, an XRP derivative, internally for tracking balances in user accounts. You see dollars in your account. Think about that. You look on your bank account, you see dollars, but actually what you're holding is Bank of America coin reflected in dollars. 16. Internally, Bank of America can do whatever they want, as long as they hold a balance of XRP. They are not going to send their XRP anywhere, just like a gold reserve. In fact, they will seek to increase their balance to grow their business. So how do they send their money to another bank? It says enter stage right, institutional grade liquidity providers, or what he refers to as IGLPs. Cough, polysign, cough. So he suggests it's going to be done through the polysign. So this is also a private XRP ledger that holds a massive basket of different digital assets. 18. The IGLPs also hold a balance of XRP because they are the third party that exchange requires a transfer of the issued IOU derivative into another IOU derivative. Why? Chase Bank will never hold Bank of America coin. It's called counterparty risk. They will never ever hold another bank's coin. They don't want it. They don't want to be associated with it. They don't trust each other for a start. 19. So Bank of America coin is sent to an IGLP, an institutional grade liquidity provider. It uses XRP to transfer into, e.g., JP Morgan coin, because the IGLP holds all of them. Bank of America coin, JP Morgan coin, Wells Fargo coin, etc. That dollar amount of JPM coin is then sent to Chase Bank and shows up as dollars in your account. So what this really does is it means they can all use the XRP ledger as a reserve currency, if you like, and they can send whatever they want to each other, and it simplifies everything. Have you spotted the magic trick yet? They need XRP. It's now a business dependency, and just like gold, they're going to go beast mode on hoarding what now is the most valuable asset on earth. The entire global transfer of money depends on it, and you'll never see it. Think of it as a digital arms race where every bank, every IGLP will hoard XRP to increase their balance sheets. The majority of XRP escrowed at Ripple will never see the light of day. When they run out of that, the over-the-counter options, what's next? Public supply. The circulating public supply of XRP on crypto exchanges is far less than people realize. We've all heard of $100 billion, right? That's not the circulating supply. A lot of XRP has been lost already. Remember banker Mellon? He held $1 billion XRP and died. He lost his keys forever. I feel sorry for his wife. She sat there with $1 billion XRP that she can't get her hands on. Although I think they were probably financially sound anyway. But there's about 20-ish billion on the exchanges. So what do we have there? We have low supply. Remember what that does to the demand. The banks, when they are ready, are coming for the public supply of XRP. And once they have it, it's gone. Like as in forever. You'll never see it again. So now imagine the banks and IGLPs overnight begin panic buying the public XRP market supply, an institutional FOMO run on the order books with multi-billions of dollars hitting like a tsunami, the likes of which we've never seen. So for those of you new to the sector, FOMO, it's slang, fear of missing out. This is saying the banks are going to fear that other banks are going to get their hands on XRP before them and create a huge tsunami with multi-billions of dollars hitting the market. What happens when you wipe out public order books in a matter of hours? 30-cent XRP is gone, 40 cents is gone, 50-cent XRP is gone, $1 is gone. And what happens to the price? Other exchanges start to arbitrage to the highest price. Private wallets transfer in to cash out. At that point, they're not coming back to dump on the public market for profits. That's peanuts compared to the business of global money transfers in the trillions. Guess what? I've just been talking about the US banks alone here. The global US dollar money supply in circulation is somewhere around 40 trillion. To be in the 1% of public XRP holders, that varies somewhere around the 60 to 70,000 XRP mark. So that's another one, you guys. If you hold somewhere to the tune of 60,000 XRP, you are in the 1% of public XRP holders in the world. That's valued at about $30,000-ish today. You can have 1% of the public supply of XRP, or 1% in the top 1% of the public holders, for $30,000 today. There's only a few billion on the exchanges for public retail trading. All this talk for 100 billion is rubbish. There is 100 billion maximum supply, but there isn't 100 billion out there for public retail trading. Goes on, now add the rest of the world's banks. So outside of the US, all the other banks we're talking about, add the world's billionaires who want their cut, add the quadrillion plus derivative market. Think about this real hard now, guys. What happens when that public circulating supply drops to only 1 billion XRP? What's next? It's going sub-billion into the hundreds of millions. What's next? Only 100 million in public supply. What's next? Sub 100 million public circulating supply. What's next? And I like how he does this. 21 million circulating supply left for the rest of us. He goes on to say, we all know what a supply cap of 21 million means, right? To those who are new to the sector, new to the market, new to investment into crypto, what he's referencing there is 21 million is the market supply of Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoin, which is why it's not necessarily a circulating supply right now. We won't get there for another 100 years or so. There's about 19 million coins being mined and out there. But again, the circulating supply is a bit less. But we get his point. 21 million means, well, today's price, it means a price of give or take $60,000 per coin, doesn't it? That's what he's getting at. One last thing. Notice I didn't tell you what price XRP would be at. You thought that all by yourself. Okay, I spoiled that a little bit because I told you guys. But that's for the new guys who don't understand the relevance of that 21 million. Listen, guys, that's all I wanted to say today. I just wanted to draw your attention to that because it's a really, really informative tweet. No one's telling you this is exactly how it's going to play out, but this guy is a smart cookie. He knows what he's talking about. I think it will play out along these lines. I think you'll see a situation where what he's talking about happens. How quickly that happens, I don't know. When you decide to get out, I don't know. I don't think you need to wait for $20,000 XRP, unless maybe you've only got one or two. But most of you guys listening to me are here because you're an XRP orientated audience. Most of you have a keen interest and therefore probably holding. When you decide to get out, it's up to you. Your number is your number. But think about that. What will that do to your bag if we hit a $1,000 XRP? Never mind a $60,000 XRP or 50. There's no time horizon on this. I work in the financial world. I've worked with banks. I worked for banks in the past. They don't go quickly. This doesn't happen overnight. The flip of the switch, as people like to talk about it, it won't happen instantly, but it will happen soon when we're talking in terms of life-changing events. Hold fast. Look at this. You'll see this begin to play out. You'll see the banks coming on board very shortly. Bank of America have already insinuated they've got these deals in place. No one's seen it. They're never necessarily going to tell you openly in the in the open media this is what they're doing. But you'll see this begin to play out. Guys, that's all I've got to say today. Thanks very much for hearing me out. As I say, Chad Steingraber, go and give the guy a follow. He's a smart old cookie. He knows what he's talking about, and he comes up with gems like this all the time. If you like what I had to say today, guys, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Always appreciated, and I'll speak again soon. All the best.